Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Tutor, the Skeptical OB, and today I'm going to talk about anti-vaxxers. Specifically, there is no surer sign of ignorance than the claim of being educated about vaccines. What does it mean to be educated in a particular discipline? Whether that discipline is architecture, anthropology, or law, being educated generally means years of study, thousands of hours of experience, and intimate acquaintance with the specialist literature. Medicine is like that too. It involves 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 3 to 5 years of hands-on training for 80 plus hours per week, countless textbooks, and intimate knowledge of the relevant medical literature. No layperson is educated in medicine. A PhD in immunology or a related science involves 4 years of college, 5 years of postgraduate work, a dissertation, and intimate knowledge of the relevant scientific literature. No layperson is educated in immunology. The idea is simply ludicrous. When a layperson proudly and arrogantly claims to be educated about vaccination, she certainly doesn't mean that she went to medical school or graduate school, has hands-on experience caring for thousands who have been vaccinated and unvaccinated, or has read the immunology literature. So what does she mean? She means that she has adopted a cultural construction of education that has little, if anything, to do with actual knowledge of the topic. It means that she has ignored those who have actual education and training and crowdsourced her decisions by reading books, blogs, websites, and message boards written by other lay people who are often equally ignorant. Why have anti-vaxxers confused defiance for education? The paper, Trusting Blindly Can Be the Biggest Risk of All, explores the meaning that anti-vaxxers ascribe to being educated. When an anti-vax advocate claims to be educated, she's not talking about actual scientific knowledge. Rather, she is referring to her defiance of professionals who are educated. The author of the paper explains, clear dichotomies are constructed between blind faith and active resistance, and uncritical following and critical thinking. Non-vaccinators, or those who question aspects of vaccination policy, are not described in terms of class, gender, location, or politics, but are free thinkers who have escaped from the disempowerment that is seen to characterize vaccination. This characterization of anti-vaxxers can be unpacked even further. Not surprisingly, anti-vax advocates portray themselves as laudatory and other parents as fools and sheeple. Instead of good and bad parent categories being a function of compliance or non-compliance with vaccination advice, the good parent becomes one who spends the time to become informed and educated about vaccination. Indeed, anti-vaxxers construct trust in others as passive and the easy option. Rather than trust in experts, the alternative scenario is of a parent who becomes the expert themselves through a difficult process of personal education and empowerment. In the world of anti-vax, trusting experts is a mark of credulity, while ignoring expert advice is a sign of independent thinking and self-education. But of course, since anti-vaxxers don't really know anything about the topic, they are inevitably forced to rely on the advice of charlatans and quacks. The person who proudly claims to be educated on vaccination offers as proof the fact that she ignores the expert advice of pediatricians, immunologists, virologists, and embraces the teachings of washed-up celebrities. In her delusion, she fails to appreciate the irony. Far from being educated, she is shockingly credulous. Consistent with the Dunning-Kruger effect, described in the aptly named paper, Unskilled and Unaware of It, How Difficulties in Recognizing One's Own Incompetence Lead to Inflated Self-Assessments, the anti-vaxxers who think they know the most about vaccines actually know the least. If the goal of being educated isn't acquiring knowledge, what is it? The ultimate goal is to become empowered. The moral imperative to become informed is part of a broader shift evident in the new public health for which some kind of empowerment, personal responsibility, and participation are expressed in highly positive terms. So anti-vax is about the parent and how she would like to see herself, not about immunology, medicine, or public health. In the socially constructed world of anti-vaccine advocates, parents are divided into those inferior sheeple who are passive and blindly trust authority figures, and superior anti-vaxxers who are educated and empowered by taking personal responsibility. So when someone tells you she is educated about vaccines, beware. There is no surer mark of ignorance on the topic of vaccines than the arrogant claim of being educated.